I'd like to welcome you to the Party of No, otherwise known as the Illinois Republican headquarters. So, give them a message. I have a message for them and also to the other do-nothing politicians. We, the unemployed, are in a terrible predicament. Not of our choosing, but of the unethical and greedy decisions made by Wall Street and their supporters in Washington, D.C. I'm an IBEW local 134 member, union electrician that's been out of work since February of 2009. I've got over 1,000 brothers and sisters ahead of me waiting for jobs and over 2,000 behind me. And we're not alone. Things are tough here in Illinois. The construction contractors are saying they're not expecting any real job growth until 2013. 3 years from now. As a member of the Jobs with Justice Unemployed Workers Council, one of the things we've been working on is getting SB 3500, the Local Jobs for America Act, passed. It provides $75 billion over 2 years to create 1 million jobs, of which more than 31,000 would be here in Illinois. However, these programs fall far short of providing the amount of money desperately needed to rebuild the economy in Chicago, let alone across the nation. It's estimated that we are short about 15 to 25 million jobs. Though I see these bills as a band-aid, they're a critical lifeline for those of us who are in a desperate situation and need it. Not just for the top 2%, who are doing quite well, thank you very much. Right now, there are not only many families that are facing bankruptcy or are already gone bankrupt, but also many unions are in the same position right now. This is absolutely ridiculous. We live in one of the richest countries in the world, and yet the top 2% get to live in the lap of luxury, and the rest of us get to live in shit thanks to them. So, what do these so-called Republicans have to say about that? I don't know if you've followed GOP New York gubernatorial candidate Carole Ramsden, and his thing was that the poor should be housed in prisons and taught how to bathe. That was his cure for the unemployment. Excuse me, I don't know about you guys, but I bathe every day and I know what a bar of soap is, so I don't think that would be my problem. And then you have the Tea Party spiritual leader, Glenn Beck of Fox Cable News. Oh yeah, he's a charmer. He says, go out and get a job. You may not love the job. Work at McDonald's, work 2 jobs. 2 years is plenty of time to have lived off your neighbor's wallet. Excuse me? Living off my neighbor's wallet? Unemployment insurance is insurance that we paid into. It's not taking advantage of other people. It's stuff that we are owed. We deserve that. And of course, we have another Tea Party favorite, Nevada's GOP Senate candidate Sharon Angle, who of course says, you can make more money on unemployment than you can going down and getting one of those jobs. That is an honest job, but it doesn't pay as much. We put so much entitlement into our government that we really have spoiled our citizenry. Really? Spoiled? I don't know about you, but I don't feel very spoiled. Nor does anybody else I know who's on unemployment. They don't feel spoiled either. The amount of contempt that they show for us makes me want to scream. And unfortunately, unfortunately, the Democrats haven't been doing much of a job fighting for us either. It seems like both parties are more interested in fighting to keep their own jobs rather than making sure that we have a job. And I want, yep, it's true. And what I want to tell these politicians is, we don't want your spare change. We want real change, and we want it now. Not waiting until after the midterm election, not waiting until after the 2012 presidential elections. We don't want their spare change. We want real change, and now. We need a real jobs program that can address this current crisis. And what about the deficit? What about it? They didn't worry about it when they were spending billions on the Afghan and Iraq wars. They didn't worry about it when they were spending billions on Bush's tax cuts for the rich and bailing out the banks. And now they're screaming about the deficit? You gotta be kidding me. As far as I'm concerned, to hell with the deficit. We need a real federal jobs program, and we need it now. Not a piecemeal that's putting forward. You know, the piecemeal programs are important, like the Local Jobs for America Act. They're important. But we need a real jobs program that's the scale of the WP programs in the 1930s.
Yeah.
Exactly. I say no to big bailout and tax cuts for the rich, and yes to a real federal jobs program. We need to make our voices heard and angered from across the coast to coast, and take this message directly to Washington, D.C. There are some events coming up on October 2nd. The AFL-CIO, along with other unions, the NAACP, and many community groups are planning the One Nation Working Together March on D.C. I think it's a good thing. If you can go, definitely go. And for more information, you can go to the www.oneworkingnationtogether.org. And for more information on the Unemployed Workers Council here, you head on over to www.chicagojwj.org. Now let's get out there, make our voices heard, and demand the economic justice that we deserve. Thank you.